Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. That's right, folks. We are live and back at it again. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I am Mr. Evernight KJ White. We have AEW Dynamite rocking tonight. So much going on. Tony's got a big announcement. We got a mixed tag. We got matches popping up left, right, and center. But we got so much wrestling to talk. We are the channel that just does it at a different level. We watch more live wrestling than everyone else, and we're going to continue to do it tonight. It's going to be a fun one, so strap in, strap on, get your snacks, get your feel good, put a smile on your face. Let's go! Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. On the heels of Double or Nothing, we are kicking off AEW Dynamite tonight. And right out of the gate, we're not missing a beat. Jon Moxley is on his way to the ring with the Blackpool Combat Club, of course, coming in through, I don't know where the fuck they are. But we're coming into the show, and we are going to get a trios match tonight to kick it off. I believe he's taking on, I'll confirm that in a second. But before we get all to that, like I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I am KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, the face that runs the place. But with all of that being said, I can't wait. We've had a crazy week in wrestling. We came off a crazy weekend with so much to talk about. Monday happened, Tuesday, last night. If you guys are sleeping on what happened on NXT last night, you're missing out. That was a fun show for everybody. And now, optimistic, hopeful, and we want to see what Tony has in store for us tonight. We will see. But make sure, if you're tuning in right now, that you are filling up this chat. You are lighting it up. You're letting us know how you're doing. What is on your wrestling mind? What is on, what is up for story time, so to speak? I'm getting a replay of Anarchy in the Arena right now as BCC makes an entrance. Of course, we had an exploding boot. We had thumbtacks. We had just about everything in this particular match. Some people loved it. Some people didn't. I personally enjoyed it. We popped a lot. It was a lot of craziness. So we're going to talk all about it tonight. And of course, well, Daniel Bryan and Bryan Danielson is on commentary. So he will be taking in the match. And I feel like they're taking on the Lucha Bros and Bandito. Oh, it would help if I didn't change the channel. But yes, folks, get the chat going, light it up. I see people already filing in. It's been a crazy time for the channel right now. We are on fire, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. Who's here today with us? Well, Boston, the current predictions champion, is in the chat, ready for my weekly TK announcement. Aren't we all? I mean, it wouldn't be a week without a TK announcement. I don't know why TK just doesn't say, you know what? I'm going to be the GM of the show. This way, when he comes out and says stuff, it's not a big surprise. He just does it. But that is just me at this point. But here come the opponents for Blackpool tonight. And like I said, the Lucha Bros are on the way out. I'm a huge fan of the Lucha Bros. Huge fan of Alex Abrahantes. I think he's underutilized, if I'm being honest with everybody out there. And the crowd's happy. Who is in the B suit? Oh, Bandito. Bandito's wearing quite the attire tonight. Woo! And he's got a hammer. Okay. Is he fresh out of Mario, apparently? TK with more announcements than a middle school principal. Bet it's a brand split or belt or something, not CM Punk. I don't like the idea of course, hi, Big Nick. How are you? I hope you're enjoying your Eve. But I don't like the idea of Tony coming out and just saying, "Hi, everybody. CM Punk's going to be here." I don't think that's monumental enough. He's already announced it's going to be in Chicago. We've already seen hints of who might be on the show or who is going to be on the show. I think this could be a brand split, maybe a draft, maybe some type of, I don't know. But with that being said, we kicked off with a fight, and we got super kicks in stereo, and the Lucha crew about to go for a flight. No, they're not. No, they're not. Not today. BCC cut them off in the pass. So, again, if you're here listening right now, I would love to know what you thought about Anarchy in the Arena. Where are they going with the BCC? Are the BCC eventually going to go after the House of Black? What does that look like? They're doing a lot of trios work lately. Charisse, hello. Hola. It'll be an announcement, but MJF got it will be announced, but MJF kidnapped him. So is he gonna do the announcement from like in a chair with a rope, like, "Hi everybody," like he's gonna do a hostage letter, Richard? Is that what we're hoping for here tonight? Who else is in the house? Well, Charisse is here, new face. All about that Boston vibe. Say hi to us, talk to us, Charisse. Good evening, Dale. How you doing? How you doing? See Money's in the house. Keyshawn's back. Good to see you, buddy. Gilly, how's it going? Bobby Big Wheels is with us. Of course, Boston, who is the ire right now. More announcements after more announcements. Bonkers. Like Nick said, more announcements than a middle school teacher. Again, think about it this way, guys, and I know I'm not wrong, so anybody that wants to argue with me, I'm all ears. Fireworks are pretty cool when you go to them once a month or once in a while or on a holiday. If every morning you woke up, walked out the house, and fireworks were going off, you'd probably get sick of them. That's what these announcements are becoming. There's too many fucking announcements. I like the fact that Tony's slow playing. And I know my buddy Nick, he's not here to argue with me, but I like that he was slow playing all of this, right? Like, the fans will get what they want. You'll get fed, baby birds. Just be patient. Oh, wait. Bandito has Yuta up. Moxley and Claudio jump in and just get kicked. Well, Phoenix just kind of kicked. Now everybody, we got a double salt to the earth, essentially. Rings of Saturn. And this suplex is just going forever. 30, 40. What the fuck? What are we at? What's up, Steve? Oh, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Vance in the house. That match was pure craziness. Love it. Match of the night at that pay-per-view. I agree with you. Vance. And I know some of the traditionalists out there are going to shit all over it. Oh, it wasn't a real match. But you go back and look at some of the classic, brawls. Big kick out by Yuta after hanging upside down for a month. But, I mean, a brawl's a brawl. A fight's a fight. If I was to be critical, the only thing that took away from that was, the finish wasn't my favorite. Takeshita turning wasn't a big deal. I don't give a fudge about Takeshita yet or at all. I don't know. Cutter by Moxley. Jesus. I will say this match is not slow. A lot of space between those kicks. Code breaker or bank statement, whatever you want to call it, backstabber. Whoo! Can't even get into this chat already. Lauren, how you doing? See Money, in case I haven't said it. I have no idea who I said hello to at this point. They came out of the gate tonight with their foot on the gas pedal. I will have no choice but to give them credit on that. Like, we are coming out swinging, and the pace. Now, I don't know who's the legal man. I don't know who's in. I don't know who's out. Bandito takes a stack pile driver. What's up, Kayla? How you doing? Welcome back. Richard, welcome back, by the way, Richard. You're always entertaining. Got attacked by a hooded figure. It's Don Callis. No, I'm just kidding. Never happened. Any match with the Lucha Bros is going to be a banger. Man, listen, I think the Lucha Bros, when they really wanted to kind of run with the tag team division, they could have done so much more with the Lucha Bros. Alex Abrahantes, when he digs in, when he was doing the Penta says, I thought that shit was gold. Do you guys remember when they were starting to boo Cody and Penta was up in the crowd during the pandemic era? You had Cody getting booed, and there Penta was doing that whole, speaking, and then he had a translator, and it worked so well, and they got away from it, and it kills me because Penta, Phoenix, they're outstanding. Even as singles, they're outstanding. They have multiple championships across the world. I just think they could do so much more in this company. Salud. KJ, have you heard what Ricky Starks said about the Pillars and Ronda Rousey told the New York Post about the miserable women's division in WWE? I am in picture, by the way, folks. If you are just tuning in, I have the Blackpool Combat Club. I have the Lucha Bros and Bandito. If you haven't made a prediction yet, I haven't seen many. If I skip them, we'll get back there. But let us know, who are you taking in this match tonight? Also, what is your guess at Tony's announcement this eve? What do you got? Who are you taking? How do you feel about it? Let me know. But this is interesting. Starks is right. The whole four pillars thing was shit. And if you have, to have the elite and the guys that kind of founded the company, you're fine. They kind of stapled themselves as what they were. They were the elites, especially coming into this. But the pillars, calling them the four pillars, highlighting them as the four pillars. What if you were a hot young talent, right? And Ricky's probably looking at this of I'm better than Jungle Boy. I'm better than Sammy. I'm probably better overall as a pro wrestler than Darby. But they're the pillars. They're the future. But I want to be the future. So he's not wrong. And again, it does highlight and lowlight certain things. If you're going to call four people the pillars of your company, you better make sure they're fucking swinging. You better make sure they show up and show out. Would you really call Jungle Boy a pillar at this juncture? Would you call Sammy a pillar of the company? So 8 years from now, 5 years from now, if the main event is Sammy and Jungle Boy for the world title, can they evolve to that point? That's my question. Are they going to truly be pillars? Based on what I see physically, based on what I see in the ring, based on what I've seen with the mic, even this whole MJF rivalry, for pillars trying to take it, or this whole match leading into Double or Nothing, I don't think anybody seriously took any of them as contenders. MJF had to lower himself to make it work. Know how I know? Because the minute MJF got to that press conference on Sunday, there was the real MJF. The MJF that he couldn't let loose without making the other three look bad. Bandito with a corkscrew, springboard off the second rope. Moxley down, Bandito down. We finally have some semblance of a tag match happening. Moxley gets to Claudio. Bandito gets to Phoenix. Hot tag. Back elbows by Claudio, having none of it. This chat is going. Keep it coming, folks. I will get to you. And if you're worried about me missing you, click the super chat, the super stickers, and make sure that I see you. What's up, bonkers? How you doing? VHS is in the house. Thank you for calling me a young, hot talent. You ain't too bad yourself. I'll take it. Darby, probably. Yeah, I like Darby. I think Darby has a bright future. And the thing about Darby is he's unique and speaks to a certain audience. There's fans of Darby for that reason. But Sammy Guevara, I don't know. I don't see Sammy Guevara being anything more than a mid-carder forever. Jungle Boy, same thing. Maybe tag titles. Same thing with Sammy. Maybe tag titles. Maybe TNT title again. But a world champion. You're gonna build a pay-per-view. You're gonna carry a company around Jungle Boy. I don't know. I think I'd give me Ricky Starks. But quickly, because the match is still going on, just to touch on the Ronda thing, and we'll come back to it. She's not wrong. She said what we're all thinking. So if she feels like she can offer some credibility and some decent booking and some storyline to the women's division, and I think she specified tag division, but if she thinks she can do it and she's motivated to do it, I'm all for it. Ronda with Shayna Baszler is the best Ronda we've gotten. You know, Ronda Rousey is a thing. She's boring as fuck. Big drop kick. Bandito taking Yuta's head off. And off comes the shirt. Penta's just in the corner watching. Gets a cutter. It's the Lucha Bros for me, my friend. There you go. Bandito giving us a little Eddie and a frog splash. By the way, we just had double topes flying off. Woo. On a week where the throat is feeling it, folks. AEW making me earn my paycheck tonight. In stereo, Penta and Phoenix up over the top. Like I said, they started this night with their foot on the gas pedal for sure. What else we got here? Ronda wants WWE to invest in the women's tag team division. We'll come back to that, Richard. If I forget, remind me. But they should. If you're going to have the belts and you're going to keep doing this spot booking with that division, then just get rid of it. Forget it. It's useless. No one gives a fuck about it. Claudio just killed somebody. Yuta throwing down the elbows. Brian yelling, not yes, but elbow. And then just rolls him up. Flat finish. But not bad. That was a fun match. I'm gonna stay positive. Little bit of a finish, but overall, the BCC kicked ass. Yuta gets the W. Cesaro celebrating, like his kid brother just did something cool. I'm okay. I'm okay with this. What's up, John? How you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight. Who else is here? JL's here. Bash is here. Love it. The channel is growing by the fucking second, folks. Excuse my language, but Brian Danielson coming down to see his boys. I'm going to take a 1-0 on that as well on this one. I might not have said it out loud, but yeah, the BCC seem like they're trying to build themselves up. Whatever reason, a lot of people thought Takeshita, and I'll ask this to the chat right now. On Sunday, did you feel like Takeshita and Don Callis had joined the BCC? I'm curious. I think a lot of people did. However, this just turns out to be some vendetta of Don Callis being disappointed in Kenny for choosing his friends over greatness. That's the reason they're giving us. It's a reason. I'll take it. I don't need to be wooed too much. So we got the Elite minus Kenny. BCC wins. Yes, they do, John. Kevin's in the house. Artist is in the house. What the hell? Yuta pins Bandito clean. I'm telling you. They just bring in guys like Bandito to get pinned. All right. That was. So the Jackson's cutting a little bit of a promo, repeating, we are the heart, the soul of this place. They seem to still be mad at BCC and the numbers game. So that's interesting. Justin's in the house. What an action-packed dynamite. Justin, hold your horses. Because there's some things on this card that I'm like, where did we get this? However, the Dark Order has shown up to give the... Now Hangman's torn. I wish they would just kill this shit. Am I alone? Can we get Adam Page away from Dark Order? Is that a possibility? They are doing Blood and Guts. Oh, yeah, that is coming up. That is on the horizon. So Adam went off to find the Dark Order and talk to them. And as confirmed, the main event tonight, I'll get to that in a second. We are going to commercial break, folks. Make sure you've clicked like. Make sure you've clicked subscribe. Make sure you become a part of this family. We do this for all the shows. If you're new here, we just cover more wrestling than anyone else. We will be back tomorrow with Luna Havoc for Impact. We're back on Friday. The dynamic duo of the internet will be back at it again. Your tag stream champions will be rocking through a Friday night. And then we got stuff planned for the weekend. We'll get into that. We'll talk all about it. AEW equals melatonin. Not true. Not totally true. That's too much of a blanket statement, Joe. But we came out of the gate hot. Now, Adam Page and the Elite still seem to be bothered by the BCC. Now the Dark Order's back into it. It's not good. And if this is the crew that you're leaving behind on Wednesdays, I don't know, folks. I don't know. Now, to this. Jericho's still a wizard. For fuck's sake, Chris Jericho's still a goddamn wizard. I need everyone out there who can hear my voice right now to be honest. Honest with me, honest with yourselves. And I've seen a lot of people out there that just refuse to be honest. Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho, unsanctioned, was fucking awful. And one of the reasons it was awful is the same reason all Jericho matches are awful. You slow down. People talked about, Bandito, Jericho. Bandito had to crawl compared to what we just saw Bandito do, so Jericho could stay with him. He slows shit down. He can't help but be slow because he's in his mid-50s, but Tony keeps giving him main event spots. What I'm really curious about tonight is how the ratings will play out with Chris Jericho and Saraya, Adam Cole, and Britt Baker in the main event. This is an ongoing problem with AEW. It's Jericho. He can't just have a program. We go to Double or Nothing. He loses. We move on. We go home. Even if the loss was stupid. We had a referee stoppage in an unsanctioned match. Dumb shit. And if anybody out there wants to disagree, I am all ears. But for the AEW sympathizers that don't want to hear this, it was awful. The concept was awful. The build was awful. The crowd in the building was flat as fuck for the whole thing, just about. It wasn't good. What Jericho is doing is not good. The people that, Jericho's still one of the best in the world. No. And I think I said this to Nick the other night. I was watching old Jericho clips. He is one of my faves. I loved that guy. He was quick-witted. He was smart. He was funny. He could go in the ring. And here it's just his ego's being fed. He gets to do whatever he wants, wherever he wants, however he wants. And it's not going well for him. Jericho and Bandito was not a good match. Jericho and Bandito was an okay match. But go watch Bandito matches. Bandito is fast. He's a high flyer. I just watched it. Bandito had to slow down for Jericho, guys. Cole Cabana Jericho was not a good match. Who else did Jericho fight in that run? He went through all those names. I think he beat Dalton Castle. Not a great match. But Tony Schiavone is in the ring as we come out of break. Chef, what's up? We got an obligatory what's out there. I like it. Justin Michaels is back. Hey, at least Cornette's fat friend said that it was much better than Raw's we've been getting since 2019. So can't make everyone happy. Okay, I think you're talking about Brian Last. Okay, I think maybe I don't. Help me with that. But here come the Bullet Club, by the way. Rock Hard and Jay White. It was much better. What was much better? I need some context, Justin Michaels. Britt Baker up next. No, we got the Bullet Club. We got the Bullet Club. Darby in a random tag with OC now. This three-way with the Big Bill. This booking each week is bad, and now brand split is going to make it worse. Rocco, I think the brand split might make it better, depending on how this works out. If this is just more Tony booking, we're in trouble. And I don't disagree. People tuned in on Monday, and they were like, where's the story? And why is this happening? It was the night after pay-per-view, and people just want instant answers, instant gratification. They want to get that preemie out in their pants before they even get going. Patience, grasshoppers. This is another example. If you're going to criticize that, then you got to ask yourself, guys, realistically, how are we getting Darby and OC in a tag match? Where the fuck did this Big Bill Swerve fucking match come from? I hope it's good, but it is strange booking. So if you're going to hold one to the fire, we got to hold them both to the fire. We got to call them both down the middle. And that's the way it is. But Jay White, and they're actually letting Tony hold the mic. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, my bad. It's all right. It's all right. We all have those moments. Hey, KJ, thoughts on Jade's reign ending? I wish Jade lost the title. I wish Jade lost the title after a good feud with Statlander. Her quick loss shows how little AEW valued her reign and the TBS title. How do I answer this? I don't mind Jade's reign coming to an end at some point. I thought she was going to win 100, and I agree. It was a little anticlimactic. You had this world beater who took on everybody. Like, Taya Valkyrie is a better wrestler than Chris Statlander. And she just got dusted. But Stat comes running out. Yes, you had the back-to-back matches. That causes, the pop in circumstance. But to your point, it felt very like Kofi Kingston when he lost his belt, where it was just so quick, gone. And it's disappointing when it's like that. Now, was it a surprise? Was it a swerve? Yes, except we all knew it was coming. It had been said. So it's like Tony can't help himself. He doesn't have the, oh, shit. Okay, I'm up with this. I'm up for this. Sorry, folks. I'm going to take a minute here and take in what is actually happening right now. Oh, Rocco, we'll talk about this, and we'll talk about it more tomorrow during Impact. But, dude, an 8-4-1 match. Let's go. Start with 8, then you get 4, then you get 1. I like it. Against all odds and Impact, do not sleep on it. Masha versus Killer Kelly. It is lining up to be fun. Alex Shelley, Steve Macklin. All right. Now, I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm in. Take my fucking money. If we're going to get Bullet Club FTR in an angle, in a program, way better than Jay Lethal, way better than Jeff Jarrett. This has some spice to it. Bullet Club Pete colored. Okay. Maybe the Outcast or JS will help Jarrett. Listen, the main event's going to be overbooked. I'm telling you right now, bonkers. We're going to see the JAS. We're going to see Soraya's friends. We're going to see Britt's friends. This is going to be... I'm not looking forward to the main event because, truthfully, Jericho and Adam Cole fucking sucked at Double or Nothing, and I don't care. You might have liked it, but I don't know what you liked. You tell me what was entertaining about that match. It's fucking sloppy. It was slow. There was no crowd involvement. They were dead. And right now, Bullet Club Gold are thumping FTR. Dax is down. He needs a filter. We all need a filter. Right? Like, you need that. Jericho is in a place where he goes, I think I should fall off a cage and do a big fucking foam stage. And Tony's like, do it. Where someone else might stop him. Here comes Starks to help FTR. And the Bullet Club hightail it out. I guess there was coins. Ricky Starks is challenging Jay White next week. Ricky's a star, folks. Ricky's a star. And I swear I'm trying to get to all these chat messages. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Oh, this is good. This is good. So I like the opening match. Finish was a little meh. Didn't care for the elite stuff because the Young Bucks just come off as children. And I don't really want to see the Dark Order anymore ever. This is awesome. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. The Young Bucks help Adam Cole and Britt. Richard, that'd be cute. Perazo, you are not the father. I gotta go back. Alexa Bliss is pregnant. Yes, she is. Congrats. A-Town, oh brother, testify. Raw Dog, what's good? Did Pastor Nick have a sermon to preach tonight? Yeah, he's oh wait, we got Tony. We got Tony. Boom! That is shit. That was it. Wait, what? The crowd explodes. That he's not even allowed to show up and say it. No surprise, no music out of nowhere. Now listen, there's a big chunk of the crowd booing right now, folks. That's you. AEW. It's official. I'm leaving that up. I couldn't wait. Whew. There was a huge pop for CM Punk, but there was a collective groan. That is not great. Not good for business. You need a unified front. You want everybody buying the t-shirts. I love Ricky Stark's new attitude. He just said, Punk bitch. Punk ass bitch. Here comes Jungle Boy. Oh, no, best friends. Jesus Christ. Not you, Nick. He packed his fist with coins. Yeah, so the coins were all over the mat. So a lot just happened. FTR came out to confront the Bullet Club. Now it looks like the Bullet Club need a friend. Ricky Starks came out to help FTR against the Bullet Club once they jumped them. Woo! And if you are just tuning in, CM Punk was just announced by Tony Khan. So my partner, my buddy here, he said it was anything but Punk. Not the case. It was Punk. I just think this is a really meh way to do it. But I think if your tickets aren't selling, this is how you do it. And if he's got a restraining order and he can't come anywhere near the Bucks and Kenny, what do? I don't know. I want the chat's opinion. We got over 40 people paying attention right now. What is your opinion on 2 things? 1, are you happy about Punk being back? 2, do you like how we've been told? Would it have been better another way? Am I crazy to think that was just a little too flat? CM Punk. Thanks, guys. Like, yeah, he just killed his own pop. It just killed. Okay, so yeah, I feel like he just kind of killed his own pop a little. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get interesting. CM Punk will re-debut at Collision on Collision. Boo! Juice not happy. AEW messed up. Why not just surprise us? Yeah, I think it's because they I don't know, guys. This to me is an interesting decision. But the Mogul Embassy is here and Swerve walking out. So this match stems from the Battle Royal. That's how we got here. They all kind of interacted at the Battle Royal, and now we have a fight. So we'll see what happens. Boo. The boos drowned out the cheers for Punk's return. Polar, I don't think that's exactly accurate. Now, I am talking, can only hear so much over there. I thought it started with a big pop, and then the boos kind of came in. To me, that's not good, though. That's not good for business. This whole situation isn't great for business, though. Swerve for the win. I like it. CM Punk, CM Punk. So Morales is happy. At least throw a teaser video about Punk. I thought if I was doing this, I would have been Tony with the microphone. Hi, guys. Thanks, guys. And I've been announcing things for Collision, da-da-da-da-da. And then, bang, the mic gets ripped from his hands. I'm back. And then that's it. That's all you needed to do to up it just a little more. In my humble opinion, something like that, something that simple, something that easy would have worked very well. Tony didn't agree with me. So, like, I'm afraid to overhype them because my friends are going to be upset because I'm showing favoritism to Punk. Like, I don't know. I'm guessing. The second coming of Punk soon. We're going to see. The only advice I can give CM Punk, come back in shape, come back ready, and fucking deliver. Do everything you can to put yourself in a good position. And when you show up, you make it count. And I think he will. And I think a lot of people who are booing and not thrilled about this, guys, I mean, you got 2 shows on AEW. If you're a diehard AEW fan, you should want like both shows to be outstanding. That's what I'm worried about Wednesdays, guys. I'm worried about Wednesdays. I am. Anytime AEW has a golden opportunity, they fumble it. Carlos, welcome back. I don't want to give that absolute, that blanket statement of, oh, yeah. I mean, Tony's got some shit right. This whole Punk thing has been a fucking speed bump after speed bump after speed bump. It's unfortunate. Yeah, maybe. I'm calling it now. Punk is beating MJF for the belt. Shit. I don't know, Bash. I really don't know. It's hard to say. Again, because if you were going to put this guy on a grandiose stage and really hype him up, you're putting him over on Saturday nights at 8 o'clock. And I don't know if he gets that belt. Could you guys see Punk being the champ? Oh, by the way, if you want to make a prediction on this triple threat, I'm all ears. What else we got in this chat here tonight? Summer of Punk coming soon. Starts June 17th. We will be here live on June 17th, and we'll see what happens. Right now, I'm excited about Collision. I hate to say it, guys. Whether you love it or not, Thunder Rosa, Miro, Andrade, Punk, maybe FTR. We don't know. It's if you're putting all the misfit toys on one show, it's not terrible. I like the way it's starting to stack up. Bullet Club Gold, yep. Jay White attacked Tony. I don't even know why I clicked on that. I wouldn't mind seeing Swerve in the Bullet Club. Swerve would work in the Bullet Club. Swerve not in the Mogul Embassy would be fucking way better. I like Swerve a lot. The guy's super intelligent. Even outside of the ring, he's got a lot of sense about him. He's a very smart man, and I think he's a highly talented guy. I think WWE missed the boat with him. But hey, we got top dollar. No, that's terrible. That's not the answer. Yeah, I told you I'd get that. I'm in picture right now, by the way. Trent just took out Big Bill. Swerve takes out Trent. Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that. The Young Buck help up Adam Cole. Why'd I click that? Oh, this is good. We're already there. AEW puts a teaser trailer for the wrestlers. They never use, like, I mean, we talked about that with like Vikingo, Bandito, Jay White, maybe. If you're going to bring someone in of clout, of notoriety, give us a couple weeks. Work up to it. Make us like, oh, not everyone's a super mark. Not everyone's, dialed right in and knows who everybody is. So give us a reason to be excited about somebody. Well, I'm a little nervous about CM Punk. He's come and gone so many times in professional wrestling. Kind of, sort of. You paint it with the same brush, and I think that Punk, I truly believe that the Punk in AEW was a good guy. I believe Jade Cargill. I believe Hobbs. I believe that FTR is telling the truth, that this guy was showing up and giving out gift cards and being friendly. He went to Impact just to play Uno. I don't believe that he's the monster he's been painted as. I just think he won a fight. I think he punched a mouthy kid in the mouth. And yeah, I've been on the record forever. Tony Khan knows that CM Punk is his biggest draw. And any fan out there can say whatever the fuck they want. The numbers don't lie. You can't break math. And you're not even arguing with me. If anyone says that CM Punk wasn't AEW's biggest draw, Tony Khan confirmed it several times, defended Punk. Punk's doing great. I love Punk. More ticket sales with Punk. More ratings with Punk. Here's the Best Friends versus the Firm. It's a waste of time. What a Dynamite. Punk returning. What a great summer. There you go. I will say that Dynamite's been off to a fun start. Shit Row are terrible. Fucking horrible. I don't even understand why they brought him back. I don't know what they saw. You might be able to send B-Fab to NXT, see if you can figure something out with her. Adonis might have something. Flop Dollar, I don't know. Swerve is a damn good wrestler. He really fucking is. You're not wrong, Boston. All three men are down, by the way, if you're watching along at home. Or not. Anyone want a top bacha? Punk FTR versus the Elite. I don't think it's going to happen. John, I really don't. And this really does come down to one thing. Childishness. Lack of professionalism. Inferiority complex. All of it. And I know people want to disagree with that. But you put business first. We've had wrestlers steal other wrestlers' wives. We still got in the ring and got business. We've had brawls in the back, still got business. You had guys that hated each other, still got business. But this, we can't get business. We got to make a Saturday show, bring back the biggest draw in the company and put them on Saturdays. I don't think we're ever going to see Punk FTR versus the Elite because both sides would want to go over. Both sides would want to be, number one on that one. And that's always been the Young Bucks problem in particular. They don't like going under. Not saying they will never do it, but they don't like it. And there's always some cockamamie way to get there. Huge pile driver, by the way. Oh, yeah. Cheers, folks. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Right now, Big Bill's the only one standing. The match has been okay. I'm not overly invested in this match. I'd rather talk about Punk, but it hasn't been bad. Justin says it's been really good. Is CM Punk back? Thunderbird. He will be back on June 17th. as we get Collision, Punk will be involved in Collision as unexcitedly explained by Tony. And there you go. Swerve with a roll up. It's over. Not a bad match. We got to the point. Cheers. Chin chin. Chin chin. Where's Shane Taylor, Keith Lee, Vincent? Vincent went to Ring of Honor. It's so heartbreaking. The Righteous are outstanding. I'm such a big fan. MIA. Shane Taylor, man, you had Keith Lee, you had Shane Taylor. You could have done something with that. Nothing. Morales is thrilled about this match. All right. Big Bill not happy. And now we're going back to Sunday. Chris Statlander, your new TBS champion. 2-0 says Boston. We only got 2 matches, 46 minutes in. Interesting. Okay. The Bucks are literally children. Even the promo they just did, guys, they don't intimidate me. They don't make me think, oh, look at these badasses. They don't. A time and a knot. Are you kidding me? What's up, Jordan? What's up, Jordan? BFAB repping Juice World last Friday, so fuck with her. So I fuck with her. There you go, Juice. I like it. It's good to hear that. Statlander emotional. I like it. She's been through a lot. It just felt like a little bit of a layup. You follow the Canadian national soccer team at times? Yeah, definitely. And I mean, our Canadian national team, as far as soccer goes, young, up and coming, bright future. But yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of time to kind of catch up here. But yeah, at times. Anything specific? Renee Mossagood saying, please welcome the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. Renee looking phenomenal. Speaking of Canadians, the Bucks remind me of Rod and Todd from The Simpsons. My freaking ears. Yeah, I'll give you that. What else did I miss? The CM Punk announcement seemed like a forced way to sell more tickets. The only way I can think of why they announced it. 100%, Richard, I'm with you on that. That's what I think it is. Ticket sales haven't been going well. You're booking a Saturday night. A lot of Saturday nights in Canada. I mean, we are fucking country going people. Like, we want to go to the cottage cabin. We want to, be out doing stuff. Saturday night's a tough shout. Ticket sales aren't great. CM Punk should change that a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit. But sorry, I'm listening to Caster talk about they are the people's choice. Are they mad at the House of Black still? Okay. You are more awesome, Kevin Owens, my sister said. I am a more awesome Kevin Owens? I'll take it. I don't even know where to begin with that. But thank you, Thunderbird and Thunderbird's sister. Get your scissors in the chat. Let's go. I'm feeling it. It's been a long week of wrestling, guys. The Acclaimed have arrived. There's all that freaking screaming this weekend over everything. Collision is going to do numbers on DVRs, not nationwide, Saturday nights. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see how this plays out. I'm really curious. But I proposed a whole bunch of questions for the fans before on this, guys. What if Wednesdays dip and they're only getting – what if their average comes down? They even lose some of the 850,000 average that tune in on Wednesdays. What if that drops? And I know people say that the ratings don't matter. To me, it's a nice bar as far as if I start with 1 million people and I end with 700,000 people, What did I do wrong? If I started with 700,000 and I get up to $1 million, what did I do right? It's still within that gauge, right? And everybody's kind of on the same scale. So if me and you are both dealing with cable cutting and TV ratings, well, if my ratings are higher than yours, well, it might not be an accurate depiction of all the ratings, but it gives you a good indication of where we're at with this. But I'm starting to feel like this Dynamite is setting up kind of how we can see maybe the brand split working out. We're seeing the Elite on Wednesday. We're seeing, Big Bill. We got the Embassy here. They're, the Authors of Agony are going to be in a match tonight. Maybe that's what they're doing here. We're going to start seeing this a little more and more. But I'm back in commercial, and take a deep breath. I've been talking a lot incessantly at this point. Keep the chat coming. But here's my questions, folks. If Saturdays is deemed as a better show than Wednesdays, will that cause internal fighting? Will that cause sourness? Will that cause jealousy? Will that cause people to be shifted around? Oh, Miro's getting really over. Maybe we move him to Wednesdays, or vice versa. What about the fan base? We just heard Punk get announced, and a good portion of the people in the building booed. That's not good. Even for the Bucks, the fan base being torn on the Bucks, not as far as I love them or hate them in the wrestling world. In fact, in the sense of go away or stay, you don't want your fan base having hatred like that. It's detrimental to the company. It's detrimental to what you're trying to build. But over the last 2 years, between all the infighting and the Meltzers of the world, the fan base is turning on itself. And while they're turning on itself, the WWE just counting money. And all the haters can say whatever they want, but they just keep banging out money, putting on big shows, banging out more money, big show. Doesn't matter. Their fan base might not agree with who goes where, who gets a push, who doesn't. But the biggest critics of WWE are people who aren't fans of WWE. Most people who are fans, true fans of WWE, come out of Night of Champions happy. Rollins having the belt. That's pretty good if you're a WWE fan. What's happened with Brock and Cody? It's been entertaining. It's been interesting. I'm intrigued. So there's always, within the fan base, difference of opinion. But everyone's kind of, marching together. We're following Moses, which happens to be Triple H or Vince, depending on who you ask, through the sea of wrestling. However, on the other side, you have all these little packs and groups of the fan base. And that hinders your product from growing, especially if the fan base becomes volatile. If you're a new fan to AEW and you start looking up AEW stuff and you see all these fans shitting on you, I hate Punk, I love Punk, fuck the Bucks, da-da-da. It doesn't do well. It doesn't help. It doesn't help build your brand. That's my take on it. I'm really curious. Woo! All right, we're back out of commercial, and I didn't even do what I was supposed to do. Folks, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. I see 50 plus tuning in right now. Light up this chat. Say hello. Give us a thumbs up. We are back tomorrow for Impact. Luna Havoc will be here. And we do not stop. Friday, the weekend. We'll be back next week. We got all your shows. Nobody covers more live wrestling than we do, and nobody does it as fun as we do. And I know I keep saying we, because I don't do this shit alone. I got Big Nick. I got Luna Havoc. CJ Brand's out there somewhere. Cliff's kicking around somewhere. But we got the family, and we just keep growing. We just keep getting bigger. So make sure you like, subscribe, be a part of the channel for fans, by fans. I always say we are the wrestling fans you can't get in your real life. And we will be your friends. Build a family. This is the wrestling utopia. I like Big Nick. I like Big Nick too. I do. I hang out with him a lot. Don Cal is coming out with Takashka. I love him coming out without music. I love him coming out without any music at all. I love it being quiet. I love it having, just the vibe of the fans. It's good. It's a good feel. You soak in that heelness. How do we watch Collision on Saturdays? On TBS. I don't even know where it's airing in Canada. Really? Interesting. So Don Callis just woke up and said, I'm so sick of this kid. I'm going to back this other kid that I don't even know. There you go. Get it to 100, folks. We got nothing but love here. But check out our shorts, check out our stories, go check out Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. Check out all our links, the Discord, everything else. Go be a part of it. It's awesome. Chris, come on back. It'll be Friday. We'll celebrate. We celebrate all the birthdays. My birthday was on this channel. Nick's birthday was on this channel. We love celebrating shit. Scuba Steve. Dare I say around the Cody Rhodes shit is when the fan base became rabid and aggressive to this now. You know what, Scuba Steve? That is a very deep thought. See what I did there? Yeah, no, I like it. And wow, listen to this crowd. They're flipping him the bird. So Don Callis is officially getting more heat than anybody in AEW at the moment. But it's so funny because a lot of people assume that Don Callis, Takashka were somehow part of the BCC. Not the case. Not the case. But yeah, the Cody Rhodes situation was fucked because the same thing happened to Cody. The difference between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, oh my God, these guys are pissed. I lost a nephew. Okay. I lost a nephew, but I gained a son. Dave. It's hard to get Dave Meltzer on your show. It would be awesome. Listen, and as much as I dislike Dave, he's way up there. We're climbing towards him. One day when we go past him, because he's just going to shoot himself in the foot enough times that people will go it. But listen, I got to give respect to the people doing it. He's been doing it for decades. I think he's a piece of garbage at this point, and his opinion means nothing. But maybe that's where the respect stops. Oh, they just said Okada. He's better than Okada. I love the claim to Billy Gunn. How do we watch Collision? I got that one. A Meltzer call in. I'm speaking into existence. I would love to have a conversation with Meltzer. There's a lot. I saw a YouTuber the other day challenge if somebody come on my show and tell me what you see. I would love to, but know what they do instead? They block you and they don't want to argue. This way they can keep the silo. They can keep this going. It's that simple. Yeah, there you go. Takashka is way over with Don Callis. It is. You're not wrong. This actually works out really well for Takeshka. And all he has to do is be quiet and make little hand symbols. Okay. I haven't heard this much heat in AEW since Christian. Well, that's it. We're going home. Any translators? Speaking of translators, I did it.
What?
What's up, my man?
I wasn't ready for the fucking segue. What up? Yeah, well, I couldn't stay away after. Well, now, honestly, with the Don Callis heat and everything like that, but they shot themselves. Speaking of shooting people, so people shooting themselves in the foot. Tony Khan announcing CM Punk ahead of time what the Rudy Blue hell are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You take the biggest thing you had, the biggest draw, the biggest pop, the biggest reaction you could have had, and you spoil it. You waste the surprise because you got to have a big announcement.
There's two things completely wrong with it, Nick, and you're right. And I'm glad you're here to bounce this off of.
Yeah.
Here's my two problems. One, he's no Vince McMahon, Tony Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the sense where I know some fans out there right now are going to go, yeah, no shit, thank God.
Well, I was going to say, sometimes that's a good thing.
But if that was Vince McMahon telling us about CM Punk coming back or Austin or The Rock, he would have dug in. You know, Saturday night, CM Punk.
Right.
This guy was just like, we're going to have CM Punk on the show. Bye. Like, are we sure Tony's not AI at this point?
I mean, he might be, if we're being honest here. Well, I think you even said it of like if they would have done it even to where it just became a surprise, to where say Punk walks out and grabs the microphone. If you're gonna do
anything,
the announcement, which you should have never done to begin with, just let it be a surprise. Let the anticipation build. Let the dirt sheets just run a fucking muck with it.
But it feels like he's downplaying it to me, and that's what I'm curious about actually, because it's like. He didn't sell it at all. He just said it. He didn't he wasn't excited. But what I think why I think this is really bad, the other part of my argument, is you just let the fan base think, and you heard it in the arena. He was like CM Punk, and the place went, yeah! And then a whole bunch of people went, wait, boo! Now we're going to debate this for 2 weeks.
Because though at this point has it become the ultra rabid AEW audiences? We've got the embassy out right now, and I've got Darby's entrance going on. But as we saw with the Don Fallis segment and everything, which it was great. It's the best heat I think anyone outside of MJF. It's the best heat someone that hasn't had to abbreviate their name in AEW has gotten, whether it be Punk or MJF.
Fair enough.
But that tells me that this is the rabid fan base because that's insane heat, or this is the rabid fan base because you saw people that looked like they wanted to jump the damn barricade.
Oh yeah, every time they went out to the crowd, it was like fuck.
Right, just awkward. Don't look.
Right, but dude, to me now, see what I think is if you have a moment built up and Punk is a surprise, then you have that moment of you kind of as a collective fan base in the building. You get caught up in the emotion. Oh, shit. You don't have time to think about it. Now we're going to have 2 weeks of debating whether or not this was good amongst the fan base. And Nick, I said it before you came on. The WWE fan base right now is just high-fiving each other. They might not agree on everything, but they're just counting the money. When's the next big show? We're going to London. Let's go. It's such a stronger fan base. AEW's fan base is killing each other. Pushing stars out left, right, and center.
Well, here's something that I thought of that I haven't heard. Granted, it just happened, so I can't really say that I haven't heard anyone else say it. But were they booing CM Punk or were they booing the fact that he did it as an announcement?
I don't know.
Because that's the interesting thing. Because to me, if you're an AEW fan, however you feel about CM Punk, he's going to be on Collision. He doesn't have to play with your boys or whatever, however you want to view it. To me, I'd just be more upset that you fucking ruined me. You took away that moment, that reaction.
Yeah, you decimated that moment. But some people, I think, are going to argue that is Tony afraid to put too much love on CM Punk because it might make other people feel not as loved. He's got to stroke everyone equally, Nick.
Then get out of trying to be in business at this point, because honestly, that's the way you need to be. This is a business, Tony, right?
Yeah.
This isn't just a clubhouse. So if you want to make money, you don't take the battery out of the biggest story, the biggest draw, the biggest pop, the biggest reaction that you could have had in a long time. And could it be, like you said, of the ticket sales being an issue?
Yep.
That's why we've got to get out ahead of this and actually try and get some more ticket sales. Because what if Warner was calling up and saying, "Hey, Tony, we added on this new show. We're still working out. We're thinking about the new deal and everything. We're adding this new show, and the tickets aren't really moving at all."
I'm so sorry. Darby Allin just got destroyed. Do you find it really interesting that I'm starting to feel like they're setting up what Dynamite's going to be post June 6th, 17th, with the embassies here tonight a lot. We've had Brian Cage twice. We had a Swerve match, author of Agony. I know I call them the authors of Agony. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Oh!
Like, these guys should be highlighted on this show.
Oh, I think I just got the spot you were just talking about, to where Darby just never go across the middle, folks. If you ever play or anything like that,
that's a hockey thing too.
Never go across the fucking middle.
That's a football thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a hockey thing too. Don't cut the middle.
I think it's
keep your head up, motherfucker.
Right, keep your head on a swivel. Woo. Like JV said, interception. Yeah.
Oh man, dude. But I think Tony's attempt to make everyone happy is hurting his company. It's hurting his product.
Because he doesn't know any better. And like you said, and like we've seen with some YouTubers and some journalists, they like to keep an echo chamber. And they don't realize the walls are closing in a little bit, I feel.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Artist, on this one. I don't understand, like, in a tag team division that's all but disintegrated, why we couldn't have the authors of Agony. I know it's the Gates of Agony, but they remind me of the authors of Pain a little bit. Why couldn't we have these guys? Like, they look amazing tonight. And they're gonna lose. That's the fucked up part. They're gonna
lose, and then they're gonna end up being on Collision instead of Ring of Honor, because the Dark roster and the Dark Elevation roster need to fill out Ring of Honor, is what we're gonna end up having happen.
Right, but listen, I'm starting to, like, realistically, on paper, I'm getting a little more excited about Collision.
Because you're hoping that it's going to be something different, that it's not going to just be another hour, 2 hours, however many hours it is. Is it 2 hours? But another 2 hours of just Dynamite again, especially if you're going to have Phil there. That kind of tells you, I feel, if you read the tea leaves or the coca leaves if you're Tony Khan, but that's allegedly, that Dynamite or that Collision is going to have a different feel than Dynamite.
I hope it is. That's my hope. That's my hopium. And listen, I defended Tony Khan through this whole process, Nick. You and I have yelled at each other about it. And I stood up for Tony and said, listen, he doesn't have to tell anybody anything. And then motherfucker goes and tells everybody everything. Like, what are you doing? I was on your side. And I just
absolutely.
And I just had this random thought. But you imagine Double or Nothing ends. You get that big turn with Takashka. That big turn, and everyone's kind of like, okay. And as we're leaving, just as it's going off air, all of a sudden we get the static sound, and then on the screen there's Punk. He gets to do a pre-tape because he's not allowed to come to the building because the Bucks are there. But all of a sudden, Punk's face is on the screen. It goes, "See you soon," and leaves. People would have ran out of Double or Nothing, buzzing.
But I get what you're saying, but you don't do the moment before that. Then you don't do the Takeshita moment. That's you're putting a hat on a hat. I know, I get it.
Or tonight, you know.
Well, exactly. Like if it was they were cutting to a thing and it's static and it, they don't think that even the announcers sell it of what's going on here, and then it's Punk cuts in and just says, "See you soon, folks," and then cuts out.
Yeah, something. But Tony didn't even sound excited about this dude. Yeah, CM Punk's coming back, guys.
I don't want to get sued, so CM Punk's coming back.
Right? Like, and we always joke about the nervousness and the wide eyes and shit of Tony, but show some fucking emotion. Were you related to Kevin Patrick? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, fair enough. As KJ is going to take a pause for the cause here, folks, as I am right now in picture. I did see this. Scuba Steve. Damn you, Scuba Steve. To your point, Nick, did they take away the surprise moment, or did the dirt sheets over a month ago running the story and we all expected it? So Tony said, F it. Let's say it to sell more tickets. I get half of your point, but I don't, even if it was a foregone conclusion, what was perceived, it all depends on how credible you want to take dirt sheet journalists, which is to your own choosing. But there still was nothing that was hard physical proof that CM Punk was showing up. It was all speculative. It was all rumor. You had him with the whole fallout doing stuff on Instagram and all of that towards Alvarez. And it seemed like that ship was starting to really kind of sail and everything. And especially with the alleged story about with him and Ace Steel and Ace Steel's employment with AEW. So you had it still just kind of simmering. Will they, won't they, will he? To come out an announcement, I feel is such a letdown. You take that moment, you take that surprise reaction, whether they did it as Punk comes out and it's a surprise announcement. If they do it and he just comes out at the start or the end of Collision, I think that becomes such a bigger moment. Granted, now this moment technically is probably pretty big right now and everything because CM Punk got mentioned. CM Punk got mentioned on TV. You know that he's going to be coming back. But is it going to be the same reaction when he walks out on Collision? Is it going to be that whole, pop that we had to where we had grown men crying and everything? I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that level of reaction. And now, like I think KJ brought up, your internal fan base, because you have it to where there's people that don't want CM Punk there because they were booing. If you think that they were, booing the announcement that it was CM Punk. So you're going to have this internal conflict amongst the fan base of he shouldn't be there. He should be there. I'm so excited he's back. I can't believe they brought him back. This, that, and the third. So you're doing nothing but take away and dwindle and put a damper on a special moment, I feel. But trying to get through all these comments, folks, I will remind everybody, we do have the super chats, the super stickers. If you want to get your point across, if you got your hot take about CM Punk's announcement and all of that, or if you're like the artist, I think, who was actually picking Agony over here to win this match, drop a super chat, drop some super stickers, or like I said, if you just want to help support the channel. Jeff saying CM Punk gets mid-reaction, in my opinion. Jeff, I don't think so. I think he's, outside of MGF, he's the biggest draw that this company has had. Undeniably, he's the last time that they were doing damn near regularly over 1 million views when it comes to ratings was when CM Punk was on your weekly television. He is an absolute star. I don't think that he gets any level of a mid-reaction. Now, if this is this core rabid audience that we've seen so far tonight, and we're getting pockets with a big pop, Cassidy with a 2 count after a tilt-a-whirl DDT, but even Orange Cassidy got a huge reaction. So this seems very much like the rabid AEW fan base, so they might give a less of a reaction for Punk. Zodiac definitely not getting a mid-reaction in Chicago. Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing to take into consideration. It's in Chicago, and he's one of those. There's few wrestlers that you think of a city and you think of a specific wrestler. I mean, you think Boston, you think probably like Cena and probably a couple other people. You think St. Louis, depending on your age. You think Harley Race or Randy Orton. You think Chicago. You think CM Punk. So he's going to get, and that's the thing. You would have had an insane reaction if he's a surprise in Chicago, and instead now you know what's happening. Where are the ticket sales for the debut episode of Collision still that bad that we need to tell them ahead of time? Do we have to carnival bark them into the stadium? C-Money, yes, no. What are you, the Zodiac? What? JV, yo, is there not a 5 count for the illegal man? It's basically 2-on-1. Fair enough. Well, it's AEW. Half the time they don't pay attention to the rules. Sometimes, we've seen Roosh choking people out with a cord that should have been disqualification, and they just kind of let it happen. So they play fast and loose when it comes to the rules here. Larry, what up, lad? Scuba Steve, yeah, great insight, fellas. So true. Could have had Punk interrupt the show, etc. Something other than alleged. He's a big fan of Powdered Sugar Khan, making a monotone announcement. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's just so, if you were to do the announcement, Khan was that a belt shot? It looked like I think it was a belt shot, and then he just dumped it on the outside. Backpack stunner from Cassidy into Canadian Destroyer. Dive onto the outside for Cassidy. Darby going up for the coffin drop. It looks like it's going to be a clear-cut 1, 2, 3. Yep. But that's the thing, is if you were still even going to do the announcement, then at least make the announcement entertaining. That announcement fell flatter than a turd in a punch bowl, I feel. You noticed the boos. That's how monotone and how flat it was. Which that's still the most interesting point or moment of this. That's to me is that there were boos to it. Were they booing CM Punk? Were they booing that he did it as an announcement? I feel like were you saying boo or boo earns? Sting. KJ, you're ahead of me, as I've got right now Swerve. Oh, now I'm getting Sting's entrance, but we had Swerve and Brian Cage heading to the ring. Such a dumb match. Scuba Steve, what? This match was good until OC. Sports-based product, he said. Who said what? Artist saying, damn, this some BS. It's Sting. Is that the only reason that Tony Schiavone is still employed on commentary? It's just so he can, do the pop for when Sting comes out, or, just kind of make excited noises. But this means that we're setting up for a trios match. Now we're going to get OC, Darby, and Sting versus Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony. That's Tony booking 101, I feel. And to think that we could have had Darby Allin coming just off of a feud with MJF for the world title, and then what's next? A, for MJF. B, Darby's still got a rub if he just competed for the world title. Yeah, he probably takes the L, clearly. But it elevates him even, and you can still build to the Four Pillars match versus. It was a great match. Don't get me wrong. It was a fantastic match. But you gave away everything right out of the gate. And as we've seen tonight, that's very clearly what Tony's good at. Oh, are we going back? Speaking of that, are we going back now? Because we've got MJF with a video backstage after the match from Double or Nothing. Oh, so he's just walking down Darby, Sammy, and he's just walking down everybody that he just beat. Was Sting ever a heel? Depends on if you count him in the Wolfpack as a heel. Wolfpack Sting was kind of more still a babyface. Or maybe, Main Event Mafia was probably the main time that Sting's been a heel. That's when he actually took all the face paint off. But nice little video package for MJF there. I'm still wondering what they're going to do for his next feud now. Was MJF wearing his kitchen gear? What, Larry? Closest was Wolfpack Sting, Wolfpack Red, yeah, or Joker Sting. Yeah, I thought about Joker Sting. There was a little bit there, but he was just kind of more. He played the kooky discount Joker, hence Joker Sting. But anyways, I'm in commercial break right now, folks. So I will remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Nobody watches as much wrestling as we do. Nobody covers it the way we do. No one's live as much as we do. And we still got big things popping, little things stopping, up to something. Season never sleeps. So be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. The fastest growing wrestling channel on YouTube. And we're still just barely over a year. We're still just green in the business here, folks. Why? You get to walk down everybody when you're the best thing going. Okay, Zodiac. Fair enough. Absolutely. I was almost going to do a cheap pop and say, I don't know if you're talking about us, or clearly I get you talking about MJF, but I think the shoe fits both ways, Pod. Pardon me. Sammy versus versus MJF. He about to go on maternity leave anyway. Fair enough. But again, I feel like you could have built to these single feuds. If you didn't, you could have had MJF versus Darby at Double or Nothing. Then he comes out of that and Sammy picks a fight with him. And I guess you maybe try and use Sammy as the baby face in that situation of, hey, I'm just about to be a dad, all of that. But that would be an interesting feud because Sammy's kind of stuck being a heel because of Jericho Appreciation Society, all of that, and it's just Sammy Guevara. But then you build to that singles feud. Then say when he goes away on maternity leave, then you get the Jungle Boy versus MJF feud. And then maybe by the time that Sammy comes back and everything, you build to the 4 pillars match. That to me is the better way to build for MJF, and it's long-term booking. It's this whole storytelling thing that they should try and do every now and then, versus somebody like Chris Jericho walking up with 3 months of storyline that is pretty much just, hey, so I go over that guy, and then I go over that guy, and sitting there and telling fans, if you don't like it, then, well, it's not over yet, Chris. No, that's the problem. We want it to be over. That's the problem. But I mean, Christ, like I said, I just explained 3 months of booking there for Tony, if not more than that. What?
Tony's back in the ring. I'm back on the show. Folks, Nick, it's been an interesting night.
Yes. Sorry, I'm still on the end of a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
You goddamn Canadian superpowers.
I love it. I'm going to pause up. Hook's on his way out. This will be interesting. Tony's going to do an interview with Hook. So we'll figure out where this goes.
Who does a better interview, Hook or Dexter Lumis?
Orange Cassidy.
Who says more words? Yeah, who says more words between the 3 of those?
Oh, fuck. It's one quiet room. That's one quiet room, Nick. That's for sure.
Yeah, you can catch a nap in that locker room.
I've got
Hook coming out right now, by the way. Sorry.
I'm super thrilled that our captain of our fantasy team, Orange Cassidy, won. But man, the Authors of Pain, the Gates of Agony, looked outstanding. They destroyed those 2 men and then just lost. To me, that's shit. Like, these are 2 big, giant men that were dominating, and they just got chucked aside. And I get who they're fighting, but really? Those 2 little guys just got the W?
It almost, and I hate to put it this way, it doesn't come off as believable. Respect to, because Darby's fantastic. He's, I
love Darby.
Throws himself all over the place, but when you're getting, you're taking bumps like that, never cross the middle, and then you get the upper hand just like that, that's not good booking.
Morales is loving it. It was a good match.
Each their own,
I don't hate it. I will be honest, guys. Oh, what the fuck? Never mind. You're not.
What?
See, I feel like this is foreshadowing what we're going to see on Dynamite coming, July, late June, July. We saw the Elite, we saw the Dark Order, we saw a former Dark Order member now. We've gotten Swerve a couple times. I think you're starting to see what's happening here.
I'm just getting so Los Ingobernables is coming out right now.
Los Ingobernables?
Yes, with Preston Vance and Dralistico. So
is that what we're calling them?
That's their faction name. It's on.
I stopped calling them that when Vance joined.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
I like this back and forth though. Of where was it? Oh, Gargoyle here saying Punk came back. Yes, that's boring.
It was boring. Oh, they just jumped on him.
Right.
Jungle Boy's here to help Hook. Why?
But this is the aftermath now for everyone that was in the Fatal 4-Way. You've got now Darby teaming up with Orange Cassidy to have the 6-man with Sting. Now you're going to have Hook and Jungle Boy teaming up together. Sammy's going to be on maternity leave. They all just go away. And then what's left for MJF to do now?
MJF needs a challenger of worthy note. He is bored with it. And I do think that maybe, I'll ask you a question, Nick, and I'll put this out to the chat. I have already done it. Will Tony avoid booking Punk versus MJF because he doesn't want to show favoritism to Punk?
Oh, okay. That's really hard to actually answer, I feel, because you have to think like Tony Khan, and I don't think that anyone can. I don't even think Tony Khan thinks like Tony Khan. I can see where you're going with it. I want to speak into existence and say no, because that needs to happen. That is especially going into the summer, where WWE normally tends to start catching fire a little bit around the summer. people are out doing this and that. You know, you got SummerSlam, you've got Money in the Bank over in London, you've got Wembley coming up. Granted, I don't think it'll happen in time for Wembley. That would be interesting if it did. But you've got Forbidden Door coming up as well, too. You need to really start cooking with gasoline here. That's the best story you've got.
I'm really concerned for AEW at the moment. And as a fan, I'll remind everybody, as a fan, I'm a little concerned because last year, the build towards Forbidden Door took away from the show. By the way, we get another promo session. The show has hit a bit of a lull. Would the fans agree that the show's taken a bit of a meh over the last 20 minutes?
You're saying since I've been here, it's taken a lull?
I'm not
no, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying that. What?
I'm saying you have bad timing.
Well, we all know, for those that have been a while, that have been around for a while, I have nothing but bad timing.
Not necessarily true, sir.
They stole our gimmick with all this green, or actually they just ripped off DX.
Yes, we are not sponsoring the Outcast, if anybody was curious.
No affiliation.
Tony Storm is absolutely gorgeous. I'm happy that she's the champion. I just wish she wasn't doing this shit.
Do you like the booking? Because to me, it was a shit match, and it only has to do because Hater's still actually hurt. Which then don't book the fucking match.
How about this? If you're watching right now, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the Jamie Hayter Tony Storm match from Double or Nothing, because it was, in my opinion,
it was all the way down. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on Tony Storm being the AEW Women's Champion right now instead of Jamie Hayter.
Maybe it's a green thing because we shat all over Shotzi on Monday for sucking. Maybe she should join the Outcast. She fits right in.
She's already got everything lined up.
Preach.
Oh, where was it? Oh, she doesn't deserve that belt. Yes. Thumbs down. These three can rock me to sleep. Well, they're pretty dull on the microphone.
It's not good, but we brought Nyla Rose back. We haven't seen Nyla much. Thumbs down.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I feel bad for Jamie Hayter, and I know you're a big Jamie Hayter fan, Nick. So right. I feel bad for her.
Oh, absolutely. Now, is this, you get the rematch then at Wembley? Because is she healed up in time for Wembley?
I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do the rematch at Wembley, to be honest. I think they'll look for something else. Like, I don't know.
What else could it be?
I don't think it's going to be Hayter. It might be Britt.
Oh.
He booked Britt better.
No, it'll be Britt, Saraya, and then you do Storm, Hayter, but you'll have... Hey, yeah, that's how you do it. That's what you should do, at least.
Stat got herself a robe. Sorry, dude.
Fair enough.
Stat got herself a nice fancy robe.
Speaking of Wembley, her versus Jade is something you could have built to happen at Wembley instead of just it immediately happening. And boy, howdy does Taya Valkyrie now.
Poor Taya.
Like, she's just sitting there holding, the slop bucket.
Yeah.
After you just lose, and then someone instantly comes out and turns around and just beats her in like a couple minutes at that.
And again, people are going to say, "Well, Taya softened her up," but poor Taya has been in this angle for a couple of weeks, and then there's a forgotten afterthought. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I will fight till the death if somebody tries to convince me that Chris Statlander is a better wrestler than Taya Valkyrie.
I won't argue with that. But I'm saying you could have had Stat just come back at the end of that match, and then they stare each other down.
Yeah,
you build some storyline because Wembley's still, I believe, just ticking around the corner here.
No, Wembley's not till August.
Fair enough. So we're in June. Well, that could have given you
8 weeks. Plus,
that gives you some time. That gives you some time.
Yeah, you got some time to build some stuff.
You need to build something. Nothing's been announced for this goddamn card.
Folks, if you are watching right now, we take a prediction on every match. So if you got Stat and why is it Stat, let me know. I will say this out loud. Of all the people I would have given Stat's first title defense to, Nyla Rose makes me nervous and it's no other reason that I'm worried. You want Stat to come back and not get hurt again. And Nyla makes me nervous in that regard.
Now, fair enough. You're thinking Nyla a little bit like Nia.
Nyla.
Well, I'm
Nia.
saying how
Yeah.
Nia's known.
Like
Yeah,
Nia. Yeah. I
yeah.
got you. Yeah.
But to me, if Statlander's supposed to be this big baddie and everything, granted, she's the baby face and all of that. She's, equal to Jade and all of that, and Taya as well. If it's kind of been, the big women's division, pause. You don't have any little heels running around that you can have Statlander just throw around for a couple quick squashes once she got the title, and then really reestablish her as a champion, a dominant champion.
Mm-hmm. Put her in the ring with fucking. Oh, Taya's pissed, but I think Taya gonna go heel after Stat now.
It would be a good feud if Jade's gonna take some time off, you build towards Taya versus Stat's babyface, Taya's heel.
So then, for me, in the storytelling arc, would it have not made more sense that Taya pulled off the victory, and then Stat showed up to say, "Hey, congrats, but I'm back, and that's mine"?
No, because I think that you would still want. I would personally want Jade versus Status. That's still, as far as the AEW storytelling, that would be the best match that they could have.
Fair enough.
You haven't built Taya versus Chris yet. You haven't built that tension. You have with Jade and Stat.
Okay, fair enough. Like, I mean, I'll give you that. It's just like we said, where Taya ends up holding the bucket, and now she's like, "Wait, I'll go fight this lady." Like, I don't know if I love it because you just squashed her out.
Right. Here, I'm gonna try and get to some of this chat. Artist saying, I think she just blew out her ACL again. I don't think so, but I hope not with those suplexes there. But again, do you really want to job out Nyla Rose here? Or do you want to have her still look as a dominant kind of threat and everything? So I would give.
You never use her. Why? I mean, how good would this match be if Stat had just kicked her in the face, scooped her up, slammed her, and moved on? And we're like, holy fuck, Stat's back and she's not fucking around. Right now, she's getting stomped around the ring.
But that's what I'm saying. You've got to have some smaller heels in the women's division running around that you could have Stat just squash her for a bit.
Send out the bunny. Send out Anna Jay. Send out fucking Penelope Ford. Send out. Well, she can't go out. But send somebody.
Right. Bobby saying Chris retains. Sad to say it, but I can't watch New School wrestle. Beloved wrestle and looking forward to a Punk-led show.
Yes,
fair enough. Absolutely.
I'm with you.
I agree. Strong style is not a good mix.
Yeah, it's just, again, at times where you don't always need a 15-minute match. You don't need to always go through a commercial. By the way, ironically, I got a commercial for Transformers, Rise of the Beast or whatever during a Beast match.
That's fine. My irony commercial was a commercial for Coca-Cola, as you said that. Allegedly. But even JV's pointing out, I think she's hurt. She's struggling. I mean, granted, she's still just trying to sell, but she is kind of very much favoring that same me. But Keyshawn asking the most important question: where is Serena Deeb?
My fave. Pay attention to Saturdays.
Yeah.
Hold on tight for Saturdays with Deeb. She's there. I still think she's doing her training and like training younger wrestlers because she's phenomenal, man. And she needs a bit of a heater. But I always wanted her and Punk to walk by each other in his last run and him just look at her and go, nice haircut, and keep walking.
Oh, I think that, well, especially like you mentioned Collision, you will definitely probably get that. But then again, she's also an agent backstage as well, I believe. And she's unlike, Jeff Jarrett actually doing her backstage role versus just being on screen every week.
There's a good show.
Right.
Victor. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those moments where like people like the hate watchers watched what we watched on Monday, right? And we were very much like, okay, it's the night after, technically, the show after Night of Champions. Yeah, AJ being there didn't make a lot of fucking sense, but they tried to sell it to us, so I'll accept it. But all it was a nice chance to put your champion on display without really fucking getting into anything heavy. And at the end of the night, there's your champion holding up the belt. I think a one-on-one match might have been better than the tag match for sure. But that's the type of match you need or I would want for Stat tonight. Show up and get a relatively easy victory and hold your belt above your head and reestablish yourself like you said.
Absolutely. As she just hits a V-trigger into the side on Nyla. Blue Thunder powerbomb for a 2 count.
Stack was down hard. Was she on? Click on that one again.
El Idolo versus El Mamo CM Punk. Oh, because I think they were asking about who faces Punk at Collision. I think he just comes out. I don't think he has a match the first night.
I love the idea.
She did not go down on that as well.
No. I do love the idea of Punk and Joe, guys. Talk about a fucking microphone battle.
Absolutely. And it's become a bit the island of misfit toys with Miro there, Thunder Rosa there, Punk there. But I think
am I fucked up? I like all those people.
Oh, I know. That's what's gonna separate it from Dynamite. It's gonna make it feel special because you have guys there like a Samoa Joe, like a CM Punk. Guys that know professional wrestling.
A lazy choke slam. Didn't love it. The match is decent. A decent battle. Not terrible. A decent pace to this.
Well, this would be a good, if Stat had built herself up coming back and she was getting her first kind of credible threat. That's the thing. This hasn't been just
she hit a 450. Why are you throwing 450s out with your knee, girl? Nice finish. And Taya Valkyrie's pissed. She's jealous. Okay, I'll give some credit here. That's good. But that match should have been easier. Nyla had the majority of the offense.
Well, I will say not this match with Nyla per se. To me, it's more of she should have had someone that would have been an easier match.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it's like when they brought Jay White in and they put him up against Commander, and Commander looked like a superstar for fucking 20 minutes, and then Jay White got the win, right? Earlier tonight, we saw it with the Gates of Agony. They looked amazing, lost. It's heartbreaking.
Right. 450.
Yep.
Maybe Santana. Having a show where I don't need to see OC take bumps for 95% of a match and still win is great. Can't wait for Collision.
Yeah. But you want your fan base to love both shows because now you're looking how, whether we say it or not, but your ravenous, hardcore AEW fans aren't buying tickets to Collision. That's part of the problem right now. The anti-Punk people are not buying. Part of your fan base is not buying your product. Woo. Next week, Orange Cassidy Swerve.
I'm getting an advertisement for this week's Championship Rampage.
We're having a Championship Rampage. Is it live?
Friday at 10. I don't know. And we're getting Starks versus Jay White next week as well.
Did I miss that completely?
That was the first one that came on before Orange Cassidy and Swerve. So, yeah, we don't focus too much on, Jay White and Ricky Starks who we're trying to build up. No, we focus on pockets.
Yeah, right. And you're going to, again, putting people on Rampage is a death sentence. It's thunder, like you always say. Dude, I will say this, though. You weren't here. Jay White and Juice going up against FTR. How's that feel? I love it. But Ricky comes out and takes the angle away.
It would be good if Jay White was going to be a tag team wrestler. I don't want Jay White as a tag team wrestler right now in AEW because they need more single stars. They've got enough tag teams. They've got enough trios. They need single stars.
You're not wrong. I mean, I just want him to be in something of importance. And I mean, the Bullet Club versus FTR on paper is fucking lovely. And it's way better for FTR than going up against TNA 2009.
Right. Well, I was going to say, how dare you discredit the 20-man, battle royal for the all international Jiffy Lube Dollar General Championship?
Bro. Yeah. No, how dare I? What was I even thinking?
Right. That's the relevant moment that Jay White needed of not even being in the final four, not even final five, final six.
And we thought maybe he'd win it just to surprise us. Nope.
Right. Chronic out here agreeing with you. It's difficult to watch Friday shows in Canada.
Why is it difficult to watch Friday shows in Canada?
I don't know. You've had a few shows that are difficult to watch in Canada. I don't know. I was just Canadian to Canadian.
I'm curious. I'm curious what the theory is there. What am I missing?
Fair
Is it
enough.
just that we're busy on Fridays? We're Woodson.
No, he meant in Canada. It's hard for him to find like SmackDown and Rampage.
That's crazy. It's well, Rampage is a little trickier. I will agree with him on that. I mean, if you have Fox, I mean, you can get it. We got Fox.
Fair enough. Justin's saying can't stand Juice Robinson. He's not good and only has a job because of his wife.
Not true.
Ooh. Yeah, no, Juice is good. He got the juice. What?
Yeah, no, Juice is entertaining. He gives me at times he gives me, and people are going to be mad at me for saying this, but he gives me like Pillman vibes, where he's just volatile. You don't know what the fuck he's going to do. And when he's kind of that way, I mean, he had a really good match with Fred Rosser the other night that you and I watched, right?
Yeah. Artist saying, I'm going to rename AEW to No Build Needed Wrestling.
You know what kills me? When you're wearing an AEW hoodie and you look at the fan base and you say, I can't believe Raw didn't have any story. I can't wait to go to Wednesdays and see theirs. What the fuck? Let's be real, folks. It's not their strong suit.
Not even a little bit.
Oh, fuck.
It's not even their weak suit, let alone their strong suit.
Mm-hmm. And the funniest part is, I mean, I overall, this show's been pretty good. But our main event tonight is a match that is anybody out there? We got over 50 people watching this stream right now, and we love you for it. Is anybody right now super excited or super eager to see Chris Jericho and Saraya take on Britt Baker and Cole?
And the crowd goes quiet.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Right. Cricket.
I'm curious. Is anybody jazzed for this one?
Has it hindered Adam Cole's return and comeback that he's just been sandbagged with Chris Jericho, that it's now become the couple's feud?
Well, to me, let me ask you this. Does it feel a little ass backwards? So they beat up Britt. Why didn't they have a match the following week between the two couples? Right? And then it leads to a big unsanctioned match. Because the heel did something devious. Maybe they poked Britt in the eye because they love poking people in the eye.
Finger poke of doom. Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Right? But even coming out right now, that the usual, like, it's all about the boom didn't boom the way it normally does.
Absolutely. Well, and you would think that an unsanctioned match would have been the blow-off match for the feud. Where do you go beyond that?
Oh, you know what we're going to do after the bloody war that was the unsanctioned match, quote unquote. I'm being facetious. But this we're going to have this big pay-per-view match, and it's unsanctioned. But on Wednesday, a few days later, we're going to get the couples together for game night. What the fuck?
I mean, they're wearing matching gear, so it's kind of pretty much like that. You guys come over to Dynamite, and then next week we'll face you guys on Rampage. You know, we'll have you over there.
Mega's kind of excited about it. That's the strongest answer I've gotten so far. I will say this, Nick. We are sitting at 95 thumbs on this stream right now. We would greatly appreciate it if you're watching and you haven't given us a like yet. Click it. I'd like to see 3 digits. It would mean a lot to us. So give it a click. Give it some love.
Well, and we're tiptoeing. We're heading towards 2K subscribers. So let's try and get that out of the way too.
We're playing fucking peekaboo with 1.9 right now. It's like we're there. No, we're not. No, we're there.
Close.
These fucking bots.
Don, what up? Victor, what up? I saw you. When will TK realize he is not cut out for booking and hire a competent person to book? Never. Unfortunately, never.
As long as the silo is telling him he's amazing, as long as he's got blinders on, guys, then no. Like he won't do it, because what will happen, and it's part of this. If you bring in a competent writer or booker and they say, well, we're not going to do that with the Bucks, or we're not going to do that with Jericho, or it's stupid that your heel is getting a sing-along, then that booker is going to want to change shit that people don't want to change. And that's where Tony is stuck. That's why AEW is not getting to that next level. It's like having Michael Jordan on the bench. right? You put Pippen, Jordan, everyone on the bench, and bring on the bench squad and let them go. Well, you're never going to get to those championships unless you're using your championship players.
Well, so to me, it's who could do it that Tony would listen to and respect, first off, and not then just decide he doesn't want to do it their way and just goes back to what, the Bucks and the boys and Jericho and the gang tell him.
Yeah.
And
then, okay. So then you're saying like the Booker would come in, pretty much write everything else except when it comes to them.
Well, no.
Way continually.
What I'm saying right now is I do see a lot of new names showing up that I want to get to real quick. But in the hot seat podcast official, elbow cough.
Elbow cough is apparently code
is it
for
a dab?
Dab. Yeah, elbow cough. What's up, hot seat? Thank you for joining us tonight. We greatly appreciate it.
Oh, and see, we got TK's plug in the chat too as well.
What kind of plug? Ooh.
To my plug, well, right. But no, to me, it's one of those. Is we've got the main event about to kick off here, or the mixed tag match. I believe it's the main event.
Yes.
But so say if right now, do you think like if you were to get the position of, you're now head of creative for AEW.
Yeah.
You need to find someone that Tony Khan's going to actually listen to and not undermine. Like that's the thing is you would have to worry about your owner undermining you constantly. Yeah. And then I feel like you would get a little bit of that because they've never had it. And most of these people don't want to deal with that. You're going to get into this whole, like I keep saying, of WCW of doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah.
And you want to do a storyline between the Elite and Punk. Punk's game for it. The Elite aren't. So now you've got to try and convince them to do business, but they're also EVPs as well. So
there it is. There's the answer to all AEW's problems.
Yeah.
Gargoyle. Man, Saraya looking delicious. I will say a young KJ had such a crush on Paige. It was ridiculous. Saraya, don't like her very much.
Why does this look like the college couple that's getting into a fist fight with the regulars at the local bar?
Right. But listen to the crowd during this match, guys. And when we review the ratings, and I know people shit on the ratings, but I'm not talking about the overall number because that number is a fallacy. But I want to see what last segment was doing compared to this segment. If it goes up, I was wrong. But I got a bad feeling it's not.
Well, and the weekly numbers just as a whole have started to go down.
You've plateaued. That's why I'm worried about Dynamite. Hot crowd, no hot crowd. So-so crowd.
Mid crowd. Tepid crowd.
They did announce that WWE was hiring some writers and such. So if you guys want to send on some references.
I was going to say, well, we know that some of the wrestlers watch us and everything like that. So I'm sure that there's probably some execs or some people that work backstage at both of them companies and everything that we got all those socials scrolling right now. Literally, as I'm saying this, you can go ahead and,
Sling Blade.
Send a message all there and we'll talk business.
Big pop for Britt coming out here. And she starts out with a good energy. Nice Sling Blade. I told you my theory. The fans in the building go quiet because they've never seen a real life lady before. So I'm kidding, guys. I kid because I love.
Right. CJV saying lukewarm. So unless Det's hearing something that we're not, he's got that special exclusive,
Right.
I
actually think, Jericho trips Britt. Cole not happy. We're going to picture, folks. Saraya going for a pin. Why is the heel going for a pin when the ref's distracted and not just like choking her or building that heat that you just created? Just saying. Throwing it out there.
I was going to say, the ref. Whatever. Bash saying the last quarter of the show been getting like 776K the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, it's a struggle, guys. And I know the fan base doesn't want to hear it, but we are a part of that fan base. I'm only on this channel and talking about wrestling because AEW came into existence and brought me back into wrestling as a fan after just walking away. So I just want better, do better, give better.
Be better. Well, speaking of someone who's not better, I'll let you read that one. You can have that.
Oh shit, JD. You're just trying to get me in trouble, Tony. Here's the thing. I would love for him to get that job because it would prove that he knows fucking nothing about wrestling. And listen, he can talk tough all he wants, but the minute he starts speaking and somebody answers back, he just blocks them. Trust me, I'm officially blocked on Twitter, and I've never even spoken to the man, but I had an opinion that he didn't agree with. So instead of arguing, you got to block because now you get to stay in the silo. Chicken shit. Chicken shit. And somebody can go find him and tell him I called him a chicken shit because I would love to eat him alive on screen. That's as negative as I ever get, guys.
Back to the positivity. Well, he's agreeing with you.
You triggered me. You triggered me.
Don't worry, you guys can have your sympathy meeting when we get off stream here and everything.
Right. Well, fuck him. Demand for the win.
Who that? I think he was trying to say DMD, but
Demand. Money, I think you're right. What did Money say? Maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. Oof. I don't know what that was in response to.
It's quoting Creed, I believe.
I just don't know what it was in reference to.
There you go, Rocco. I was blocked on Twitch from him back then saying nothing bad. So apparently
I'm in good company. I'm in good company. All I asked was, how do you listen to a guy review WWE product in an AEW hoodie? Isn't that just the minute you tune in, you're probably going to get a biased fucking opinion?
Just a little bit. And
listen,
again, we're the Channel 4 fans, buy fans. We actually have open discussions with everybody. All of that. We don't send you,
they were banned from ringside.
Something I don't agree with.
All the fans that were here earlier tonight, what did I predict for this main event? Overbooked to fuck. Sheeta's back.
I've got the Outcast right now stomping out Brett.
Okay. I'm like
you're a good bit ahead.
Where you got Sheeta?
Jojo,
how you doing?
I just got a Sheeta coming out here with the kendo stick, so I'm taking a Sheeta now.
Wow, you were way behind.
I told you.
Roll up by Britt. 2 count.
Jofo, what up, gentlemen? I love the live action commentary. 100%. We are the best. We're your alternative commentary, and I say your best commentary team doing it.
Cole, why you? Jericho's in the ring yelling at Britt. Cole's yelling at Jericho. We get a tag.
Well, did the ref just ignore all of that?
Pretty much, usually.
Yeah. We want Riho. No, I think we'd want Rhino before Rio. Yeah, see, Larry's got me. We want Rhino.
Yeah, sorry, that was a typo. I should have said Rhino.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to Elevation and Dark? They were a future endeavored.
Yeah, they're done.
Joe agree with us. Shout out, my guy. Appreciate the kind words.
Adam Cole.
Stephen Menziguri.
Yeah, what he said.
Gore. Well, this match is a bore. Snore.
Lion salt. Dos,
amigos, dos.
The only reason we ever saw Rio on with a belt or anything else is her connection to Kenny. In any other company, Rio would have been nobody. And now she is nobody again. So no offense, Rio. I'm sure she's a sweet lady, but there was no way we should have ever watched her be champion or act like a complete badass. Like Nyla Rose fucking, has a big toe bigger than Rio. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, speaking of someone who is a badass, Simone here saying, Hikaru Sandman.
I like it.
I've got Britt on top right now. Saraya climbing up top.
Britt blocking. Throwing Saraya off, Nick.
Yep, just got her getting thrown off.
And this is exactly what it did. Ring of Honor. We watched it live, guys. We watched it on the stream. We did live commentary for Ring of Honor. But what is happening? Oh, Jericho's dreams just came true. He ended up in the sandwich.
Yeah. And you're telling me Chris Jericho don't have a say in his stories or his booking or anything?
Okay, so in this part, I'm going to lay in, and you jump on us. Cool?
Right. Why the would she stop? Because Chris is like, no, don't, please have mercy.
Oh, we get
They're the reason you have a black guy. They're the reason you
backstabber. This
husband
match has come
good
to,
income.
sorry, Nick. This match has come to a fucking halt. The
Yeah,
crowd
'cause Jericho's
died.
in the
The
goddamn
match
ring.
died. What are you doing in my swamp?
Well,
sorry, we had to get our obligatory Shrek
well,
reference.
Jericho's the fucking. I know PCO is the Frankenstein, the Canadian Frankenstein. I think Jericho is the AEW Frankenstein because he's moving like he's got fucking feet in concrete.
So Adam Cole hit a backstabber.
How did she not? What the? That was just stupid. That running elbow across the whole ring, like Britt, focus. How did you not see that fucking coming? So I've got Adam Cole or Jericho with Adam Cole and the Lion Tamer right now, which is at this point just boiled down to a Boston crab. I guess pun intended.
Yeah, Jericho sandwich, nailed it. Okay, the crowd's kind of buzzing again. Cole reaching for the rope. Jericho's holding this guy. Like, oh, guys,
it's not safe for a man of Jericho's age to be in a squatting position like that for that long. His back's going to give out here soon, I feel.
We could only hope. Oh, Britt's got the glove. So Saraya hit Britt. Did she run around and beat up Saraya afterwards? What happened? Oh, now Britt's hands are in Jericho's mouth.
Again, Chris, keep it to the backstage area. And really, my husband's getting tapped out and everything, or is locked in a submission hold. So let me take the time to do a fucking pomp and circumstance.
Britt is the star of this match, Nick.
Absolutely. Who would have guessed that? Honestly, and respect to Britt, she's fantastic. But
the biggest pop, she even there, she hits her move. She looks at the camera, like she is the star of this match. Not Adam Cole, not Jericho, not Saraya. That's my take.
Cole setting up for the super kick.
Code breaker. A deep two.
Pause. They're making up for the pay-per-view match. You shouldn't have to.
But do you guys feel like this is making okay, this is better than what happened at the pay-per-view?
No. Well, they're both bad, so it's just, I guess, which one's not as bad?
What's badder? What's
right.
Worse?
Worser.
Man, dude. Double clothesline. So now we're going for the tags. And the match. But the crowd is quiet.
This crowd is mum.
And you know what? Know what the diehards say? Flat crowd tonight. It's a flat crowd tonight. Fuck off.
This is the same crowd that was looking like they were about to, burn the seats and, climb the barricades when Don Fallis was out here with Takeshita.
Yeah.
And now everybody's sitting on their goddamn hands. Not a single person has moved this entire match in the crowd, I feel.
Oh! Saraya hits her finisher.
Rampage.
That's
not the show.
Britt
2 count. Is that copy? Well, I mean, it's under the same branch. I was going to say, would it be copyrighted? She can call it still Rampage because they have the show Rampage, right?
I mean, if you can knock off the Nitro logo, you can do anything.
Is that Hunter's and WWE's just way of saying you can have that? That not even what I'm mad at.
Oh, double super kick. Jericho
running around with a bat, and the ref never tries to take it away from him.
Britt is the star of this show. Cole dropping
100%. Cole the hot tag or tepid tag, actually. Well, hot tag from Britt. But.
This better be the end of Jericho and fucking Cole, man. It better be. There you go.
I don't think so.
What a flat
1,
fucking
2,
finish.
3.
Jericho crawling like he needs a fucking medical alert necklace.
Life alert. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Help, I
Right.
wrestled and I can't get up.
Yeah.
To be honest, that pay-per-view match is an early candidate for worst match of the year. It was putrid.
Yeah. Yeah. Tune into the 4 Lifeys. It might qualify.
Larry, that's an aggressive statement. I mean, to each their own, but I would disagree, sir. Saying that Dynamite was better than Raw and NXT. I would say NXT was the best show so far this week.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I didn't love Raw. I thought it was good. We enjoyed the 3 hours moved pretty good. But I like the first hour of this show. This main event was shit. Were you guys sitting on the edge of your chair tonight? The Ash says it's a good match, so what do I know?
I don't see it. I just see it right now. Chris Jericho throwing a damn temper tantrum after the match, just taking a chair and smashing it against the turnbuckle and then throws it in the ring.
I'm just curious. I thought that match that we just watched was bad. Oh, Justin thought it was fire. Okay, Justin. All right, Justin.
It's one of those I can't argue enough that it was terrible, I guess, but I don't think it was fire. I'll give you that.
No, well, we'll get into your ratings out of 10, guys. What do you got? What do you got on tonight's AEW Dynamite? What was fire about tonight, guys?
Honestly,
I mean, the
I
opening
know I
match
wasn't
was
here
great.
the whole time, but did I miss something beforehand?
The opening match was really good, even though it was chaos, no rules, a trios match.
Gates of Agony was good until the finish.
Gates of Agony was a good match. I hated the finish. The announcement was flat.
DMD. Well, Larry's saying DMD was the fire.
DMD was the fire. She was the star of that show for sure. That's my take. Yeah.
Trey giving it a 6 out of 10. Bobby giving it an 8.5 out of 10. JV giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Impact has better matches than this Dynamite. Well, Joe Blackton, you need to be back here tomorrow night when Kids is here with Luna watching Impact. Why?
Yes, you come back tomorrow, and you're not wrong. We too get. Last week we had one of my favorite matches of the year.
Fair enough. Well, C-Money's saying here, lifelong Jerichoholic ninja. Pause. Here to just sad these days.
Yeah, I love Jericho, bro. I'm with you. Love him until now.
Yeah, you outstayed your welcome. Went past his expiration date. 6 out of 10. First half was good. Second half, no thanks.
I agree with you, Boston.
6 out of 10 seems fair. So this show's fire and everything we've had.
Yeah.
2 8.5s, and everybody else is like, yeah, 6 is fair.
Mm-hmm.
So C+ is fair. Okay.
So that's where you set the bar, right? We're grading on a scale here now.
Absolutely. And would that even be a C+? That might just be a flat out C.
Right.
5.7 out of 10. Okay. 4 out of 10 plus 2 points for the CM Punk announcement. No, minus 2 points for that, I guess. That's what you gotta do.
I give it 2 bonus points for the Punks coming back and minus 2 points for the way you did it.
Well, I was going to say, if you gave it 2 points, so you had it at a 2 out of 10, Victor.
Right.
6.5 out of 10. Hulk Hogan versus Gauntlet special on. Yes, I do have that on.
Is it not fucked up that Hulk Hogan and Gawker are pulling in more viewers than Dynamite?
No, because one at least used to be a draw.
Ouch. Okay. If I was Tony, I would want to address that situation immediately.
He thought he did by announcing CM Punk, and I don't think it's going to go the way he thought.
Do you feel like this sets up like we get this really flat announcement, and now you have where people are going to be like, well, nobody cared. It wasn't even a big deal because you did kind of just toss it to us.
You tossed it out there, and I think also now you've already given your your internal fan base a head start on the debate amongst themselves of who likes CM Punk, who doesn't like CM Punk.
Twitter is going to be fun tonight.
And it's just now you've got until June 17th for it to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
that's the thing. It's not like this show's next fucking week.
No. And I think you could have done
announced it over a month ahead of time, or just about.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. We saw Miro and Thunder Rosa. Is anybody going to remember that we saw them in 2 weeks?
Yes, because they're at least in the intro video.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Right.
The titles and talent AEW has, and this was the main event. Mm-hmm. This has been a long-standing problem. Now, for the people that said this show was absolute fire, let me ask you a true question. Would you have rather had Ricky Starks versus Jay White in the main event tonight, not on Rampage, or Jericho and what we got? What?
It's next week on Dynamite.
Oh, they put it on Dynamite? Whatever. Yeah. All right. Well, would you rather have that match or this match? What about the opening match, the BCC versus the Lucha Bros and Bandito? That was a really fun match. What if that was the main event and Jericho opened the show? But Jericho always fucking main events. And every time he does, it's bad for everybody.
To their point, though, this was the match that had probably the most storyline going into the show. But that's also this story should have ended. Has gone past its shelf life. It should have ended at the pay-per-view.
Right. You're not wrong. That's the problem with this storyline here. Is just it's past. Like, I mean, we don't need to see it. Jericho, let it go. You lost. Now you lost again. Fuck off.
Minus 10 Sabu chair shots for Jericho being in the main event.
They keep doing it.
Did the show feel promo heavy? I was surprised.
It did. The second hour started off a big chunk, Nick.
Fair enough. 2 out of 10 says Daniel. He's getting desperate and announced Punk preemptively because the ticket sales are struggling.
See, I like what Daniel did there. He doesn't love Punk and he doesn't love this either. So, yeah, valid. That's what he did. He knee-jerked.
There was as many in-ring interviews as a 3-hour Raw. That's saying something. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know if I'd go that far, but there was a lot tonight. But I give them the same leeway I give Monday Night Raw, guys. We hold them to the same standard. You're coming out of a big pay-per-view. You need to build new stuff, so you will have some promos and some angles. But we didn't get much tonight. Are you guys excited about the Elite feuding potentially with the Dark Order again? That Adam Page is torn between the Bucks and the Dark Order? Are we really going to revisit this?
The best storyline thing we got tonight was Callis and Takeshita.
It was outstanding.
Hands down.
It's the only reason why I'm going to give it the grade I'm giving it is that took it, for me, it bumped it a little more than the show would have done without it.
Fair enough. Can't wait to see how much Collision ticket sales jump after the announcement.
This is a tricky one.
That'll be the new ticket tracker that all AEW fans have, is how fast ticket sales go up.
Or don't. And that's going to be the other side of it. And maybe and then the Punk fans are going to say, well, it's because Coney fucked it up. The Elite fans are going to say it's because, nobody likes fucking Punk. It's not good, guys. Tony's trying to sell a product, and half the people he's trying to sell it to don't want it. It's a problem.
Let's be real. The people who call shows like this fire usually call all AEW stuff fire, no matter what they do and how bad it is. It's like Tony Khan is their hill to die on, like he's a cult leader.
Like a cult of personality leader? I'm just kidding.
Why? Like Mussolini and Kennedy.
Yeah. Then listen, and I think you've seen us, me maybe more than Nick, be a little critical of certain people. And I think that's why I get so frustrated. Is that as a wrestling fan, you're all fucking harshing my mellow, right? Like, you're really fucking with my shit because, like, just call it even. I love AEW. I want AEW to be up here, but you just made me sit through a Jericho interview, main event. And if I was to come on here live and tell everybody how amazing it was just because I love AEW, I'd be a fake. I'd be a fraud. I'd be a phony. I want to call it the way I see it. You have so much talent sitting in the back doing fucking nothing. Use them, not the old guy.
Absolutely. And it's not oh, well, we just want WWE to succeed and just to hell with AEW. No, we want
No.
just good goddamn wrestling. We watch more wrestling. We watch House of Glory, Impact, Wrestling Revolver, GCW, XPW, all this stuff. We just want good wrestling. We're going to call a spade across the board.
Dude, I want to see Impact find a fucking billionaire and end up on fucking national TV instead of stuck in studios. I would love to see them grow to a bigger stage. It's never going to happen, but I would love to see it because now we got really cool shit. I'm all for it. Like, let's get it good.
Right. Excuse me, but all them title matches on Rampage got no thing to do with AEW, their Triple H, Ring of Honor, and a New Japan title. Interesting point, and a valid point.
Facts. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Too many fucking titles that don't belong to your company.
And you all giving them primetime spots. Well, do you count Rampage as primetime spot? You're at least giving them TV time.
Dude, you got young talent. Like, you got guys you could be using on Rampage to make Rampage at least worth peaking at. And we just, fuck it. I can bitch all right.
You're going to start, needing Elizabeth here.
Yeah.
The Hook interview was pointless. Pretty much KJ, and he keeps hiring more people. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I think you would agree with me, Nick. We're mad as fans because we know you got other people there. We want to see your best guys.
Oh, I've already lost my mind and already moved past this with the whole Eddie Kingston thing and all that. So
Amen.
That ship sailed with me. So
there you go. Amen to that.
You good?
Yeah, I was like taking a breath, and then I was like, "Wait, is he gonna say something?" Whatever.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, show's over. What's your rating, sir?
I'm giving it a 6, and it was not better. It was neck and neck with Raw. Like, Raw didn't blow my socks off, but I enjoyed more of Raw than I did of this. The second half of this show killed it. If we ended at 1 hour tonight, I probably would have given the show a 7.5, maybe an 8. I thought it came out of the gate swinging, but 6. Don Callis and Britt Baker were my favorite two things on tonight's show.
Absolutely. And I was backstage when Callis showed up. And so I was like, I don't want to interrupt that because it was so goddamn good. So that's from what I saw of Dynamite, because I was here for only half of it. It's a fucking 2 at best.
You're going deep. Okay.
Yeah, well, I've already made my point very clear, I feel, about how we've wasted the whole CM Punk return. And now we've just given a couple weeks now for your fan base and for the IWC, and I hate both those fucking terms, but for them to just argue about shit versus just be happy that we got a surprise. And Callis was the only good thing that I got to see, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
in an hour of television, Don Callis and Takeshita interview segment was the best thing that they put on in an hour.
Fair enough. Like I said, I thought the Gates of Agony looked outstanding. We got a lot of them tonight. Like I said, we got a lot of the Swerve Empire, even though Swerve didn't win. So I don't know. Swerve did win. My bad. Let me take that back.
Actually, and the other good thing that I got to see was, the Gates Agony with that across the middle play there of just never go across the middle. Getting Ray Lewis going through there.
Yeah.
So far, go ahead. So far, NXT has the best show for sure this week, but we already know SmackDown will take the cake without even seeing it.
Nick, yes or no, Rikishi? Friday.
No quiche. No quiche.
No quiche? We're going to go quiche free?
Yeah, no quiche, no dessert, no quiche.
All right, okay. Curious, that made me laugh.
Now that you say that, though, I'll be completely wrong again.
From what I've seen, it's not Jericho's matches. Even his promos feel out of touch and boring. That is something I thought I'd never say. Gargoyle, we could talk about this all night long. I could beat this to death. I said it to you, Nick. I was watching old Jericho videos, and this guy was sharp as a tack, and he didn't fuck around, and he was so good. And he just, again, in the silo, you lose touch, and even the detail. And I know people hate this argument, but you're a baby face, and your heel is getting a sing along.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. Put your ego away and book good wrestling. Put yourself in spots where you're building guys up, not building yourself up. Jericho's going to tell everybody what a wonderful fucking match he had tonight. It was hot garbage. And I feel bad for Adam Cole. He got outshined by his girlfriend.
I mean, sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. And that's not to discredit Britt because she is a star in her own right. But this was, I felt more of supposed to be a Cole Jericho feud than a Cole or a Chris Jericho Britt Baker feud. Because at this point, I almost want to see that more than I want to see Cole versus Jericho.
Yeah, fucking A. No, this, like I said, this is the match you have after the beating. And then Jericho or Saraya cheat to win, to have, you know, and it leads to some kerfuffle that leads to an unsanctioned match, which is your fucking blow off. Not every program is a year long, Mr. Chris.
Absolutely. But so do you got anything else, or do we want to keep going around about this? And I'll read these.
No, we're just clicking off the last few. I can't keep talking about Jericho.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Give us some positivity. I didn't fail it tonight. It was a pretty good show in the beginning. I didn't love some stuff at the end. I think Tony shot himself in the foot with the Punk thing. I didn't like it, but I said 6. Did you give a rating? You went 2.
Like I said, I only caught half of it, so work half complete. And you know, the best things that I saw was Callis and Takeshita in the ring, and a spot during the Agony Darby tag match, and the wrong team won. But
even worse. Well, folks, as Nick clicks through the last few comments here real quick, I will remind everybody we are here every night. We do not stop. We got more wrestling coming your way. We got a list of shit to cover this summer. The Crockett Cup's on the horizon. There's so much GCW and everything else in between. New Japan, more AEW pay-per-views, and we're here for the weekly shows. And don't forget WWE, of course. 2.5 out of 5, 50. I'm okay with that. But make sure you like, subscribe, check out all our links below. Be a part of the fun. Be a part of the family. Yeah. We came in optimistic. I think Tony can do better, guys.
Can do better, should do better. Our shit is real. Ooh. You good?
Yeah.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Have a good night. CM Punk is back.